tuning in. We have our favorite guest, Elise McVeigh, back. And we're going to cover, believe it or not, there are more things with etiquette we could still cover. Some are going to be follow-up from 2 of the episodes that she's been on. And I know it's all things that y'all would like to know. So, Elise, a quick, who are you? They've probably already watched you, but just in case they haven't and they just came here first.
I'll give the brief. So Elise McVeigh, I've had an etiquette business for over 20 years in the Dallas area. And I wrote a column for the Dallas Morning News for 10.
Wow.
And I teach a lot of kids' classes, but also adults. But
yeah, I think the adults can use it as much as the
adults definitely need it.
Yeah, what's the best age to start teaching a child?
Well, we start our classes at 3. I've had some 2-year-olds, but I say as soon as your child is out of the womb, how you can start is just using a kind voice with kind words.
Yes.
I mean, the parent who's shocked that their child is cussing, it's like, well, have you heard yourself?
Yeah.
Obviously. So, or just, I don't like their tone of voice. Well, listen to your tone of voice.
Yeah.
So I think that obviously children do what you do, so you can set a good example and start teaching them that way.
I like that. Okay, well, let's go back to the dinner table again. One of my favorite places to be. When should everyone start eating?
You don't start eating until the hostess starts eating. If it's all men, it's the host. So I always tell people, in a nutshell, you start on the outside, work your way in on the utensils, and then follow the lead of the hostess. If the hostess is doing it all wrong, that's fine. You're following her, and so no one will be uncomfortable.
I like that. And as a little bonus, something we talked about earlier, if you're a gentleman, it's nice to
pull their chair out, a lady, and if she has to get up for any reason during the meal, to stand up when she stands, and then when she comes back, stand back up again, sort of help her back with her chair.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. What are the most common mistakes at the dinner table?
I would say utensil use.
Yeah.
Most people don't know how to correctly use utensils, so I have videos on it that you can look up on my Mrs. McVeigh's Manners on Instagram, and you can go to my website, mrsmcveigh.com. But I just think that if you can learn how to use correct utensil use, it's also easier of how to cut, because some people just stab the heck out of their meat.
Like it was still alive and they're keeping it on the plate.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's just not necessary.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Okay, I've been at banquets before, where they serve a whole table, and the dessert's always there from the very beginning. Do you have to wait for everybody to finish before they start the dessert?
I would say that that's a nice thing to do. Yes. Okay. Wait till everyone's finished. And at a banquet, so some people think, well, the salad is here, I'll just start eating. But really, there's going to be a signal that usually there's a prayer, or the MC comes on and says, please enjoy your meal. So but I see it all the time. I was at one recently. Someone was just digging in. And so I just didn't want them to feel uncomfortable that I wasn't eating. But I was like, okay, it's not time.
Yeah.
It's not time.
I was at one recently, and they said a prayer, but an MC didn't say anything. And the person who had purchased the table and invited us, he didn't start eating, but the table next to us, who was the guest speaker and all that, they had started eating. So we sat there about 5 minutes, and I thought, Elise isn't in the room. I'm going to start eating, because I really think he was just kind of like, he knew he had to get up on the stage and talk shortly. And I think his mind wasn't on it.
And, sometimes I'll say, I'll sort of ask everyone, they're eating, do you think it's okay if we eat?
And
you just start eating.
Yeah.
Or if there's no clear hostess because you're at a banquet, then I sometimes like, is everyone served? Okay. I think it's okay if we start eating. And everyone says, oh, yeah, great. And you
like that. Just take the initiative.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What if you don't like the food?
You just look engaged with it. Look as engaged as you can.
Move it around.
You cut, try to eat some sides, but I'll just pretend like I'm eating and I'm not, because maybe, I don't know, for whatever reason, you don't want to eat it, but just look engaged. You just don't want to just sit there and not eat it all.
Yes. Okay. Switching gears on you. This is a more negative gear. But I know a lot of friends have said they have been to a lot of funerals lately. And we don't think about funerals and etiquette, but it's probably a time when etiquette would be really nice because you want to be thinking about the family and not other stuff. So
absolutely. So I recently went to a funeral and it was interesting. So one of the daughters of the deceased, she was greeting people, but the other family, they were sitting somewhere else, and they did not greet everyone. Now, it could be that they were so choked up that they weren't able to talk to everyone. You just don't know. But something that I must say that was so nice is the daughter who sort of was running the show, she made sure that she gave sort of shout outs to people of, oh, my mom loved you because of this and this. I mean, it was small enough. It was so nice. And then at the burial, she made sure every single person got mentioned. And I just really thought that that was very sweet. Other etiquette things would be send flowers either to the funeral home or maybe the next day or two to the family member. That's always nice. Handwritten thank you note, or excuse me, handwritten sympathy note is very kind. Even if you can't attend the funeral, I think that's always nice to do. And I have a friend whose husband recently died, and she said that those notes are what have gotten her through. So I think that that's something to keep in mind.
And to me, it's okay to space them out a little bit, the cards and things like that.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? It makes you think I need to just continue to write my friend notes and just say, I'm just thinking about you today.
Yes.
Because they need it.
Yeah.
They really need it after they lose a loved one.
They really do. Okay. In our day and time, especially like in Dallas, we're amongst a lot of different cultures. Is there one or two that stands out that you're aware of something they do differently that it wouldn't hurt if we were aware of that? I'll give you one example to give you time to talk. I'll give y'all one example. With somebody with young kids, like maybe grade school or junior high, and they said in some Asian cultures, it's okay for your kid to come to their house, but their children don't go to your house.
Interesting.
I know. And I was like, interesting, but good to know.
Right. The only thing I would say is there are a lot of people, so Southerners and Northerners and Westerners, they all seem to have different. So I think in the South, we're so friendly.
Yes.
And I had, when my children went to junior high, I had a mom just knock on my door with her son. She's like, hi, you don't know me, but my son wants to play with your son. I just wanted you to know. And that was acceptable. I mean, that was great. I welcome that. I had a friend whose friend moved from somewhere else and said, why do the neighbors keep on wanting to talk to me? I don't understand. So we just have to remember that we're friendly in the South. And if someone comes across as standoffish, it could be because that's their culture or that's the part of the country that they're from.
Yes.
I mean, we'll say hi to anyone, which I think is great.
Yes.
You're in the elevator, you're like, hi, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. Oh, the weather. Other cultures, other places in the country are just, oh my gosh, why are they talking to me? They might think that we're inappropriate.
Yeah.
So if you get a weird vibe from someone, just who's a different culture, just know that it's probably not you.
Yeah.
It's just what they're used to.
That's a neat way to think about it. The neighborhood I was in when my girls were little, a lot of the houses had front porches and you'd have rocking chairs and everybody was friendly and everybody was the same age. And I used to say, you cannot go to the mailbox unless you had 30 minutes on your hands. Seriously, because you were going to get stopped by somebody, say hello to somebody. It was a great problem to have. You were not going to be a lonely person in that neighborhood.
Right.
But you better have 30 minutes before you go.
And, a lot of that is in my neighborhood, a lot of us park in a driveway or on the street.
Yeah.
Other neighborhoods, you go to the alley, into the garage that's attached, and you don't see people.
Yes.
So that's interesting too.
Yes. And that reminds me of one more story. Long time ago in another neighborhood I was in, we would always get people together to have a block party. And so, because I wanted people to get to know each other because I'm that normal Southerner.
Yes.
And I had this one lady come over to me and she goes, Marcia, who's that right there? And I said, that's your next door neighbor.
Oh.
I'm serious.
Wow.
I'm serious.
Wow.
So
Okay.
you just
Okay.
never know. But
You
I would have
That's
probably
so
been a
interesting.
little, taken back by it. But you're right. That's just they grew up differently.
Yes.
You just give them
Yes.
some space to be
Right.
themselves.
Right.
Pretty soon they'll turn into needing 30 minutes to go to the mailbox. If you hang out down here long enough.
Yeah. It rubs off us.
So let's talk about RSVPs again. What do you do with people that last minute, or give us some good advice on RSVPs?
So I always say within 3 days you should RSVP.
Within 3?
Within 3. If
Okay.
you cannot, for some reason, let the host know. Say, I received your invitation. Thank you very much. Please know that I will get back to you. Also, I might have talked about this last time. You can uninvite someone. If they call you and say, well, I'm not sure, or someone be coming to town, you know what? Let's do it another time then. And you just cancel it out. And then you have the opportunity to invite someone else to your dinner party or whatever it is. Now, if it's a big party, if they come, great. If they don't. But just know that people will say that they're coming and then they don't, or people just won't respond at all and they show up, which I don't love. But that's the way of the world these days.
Yeah. And just even the fact we're talking about having a dinner party, once again, something in our culture that's changed. People used to have parties at their homes all the time, cook a dinner, and what's nice about those kind of parties, we need to revive some of them occasionally, is that you're with somebody for the whole evening. You're not
Yes.
rushed because the server needs the table,
Right.
because he needs the next tip. It's really nice, but those are the ones you got to have that RSVP. It's like my table hosts 10, and if you're not coming, I'm going to find somebody else, because if
Yes.
I'm going to the trouble to cook a meal.
Exactly.
It's
Right.
yeah.
I want people to show up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Yes.
now we have restaurants, and we get together more often, but every now and then it's just
I
fun
think
to have
it's-
that party at the house.
Agree. And
And this we probably ought to just have everybody bring something.
Yeah.
They'll be happy.
And it's your chance to get your good china,
Yes.
which a lot of kids don't do
Yes.
anymore. But those of us who have that, it's
Yes.
sort of nice to
It
show that
is.
off.
Or maybe make a pretty little table setting.
Right,
Or something.
exactly.
Get creative.
Yes.
Okay. We've talked about this before, but it's worth re-talking about. Overserved guests. Everybody seems to have one every now and then.
It's not a party unless there's an overserved guest.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yes, definitely help that person out. Make sure that they safely get into an Uber, or that the right person is driving them home, because you don't want them then be put into another bad situation. So make sure that you take care of that overserved guest.
Good. I like that. And what do we do about holiday drama?
I think everyone has holiday drama. I know that my family has holiday drama.
Yeah.
So you try to cut off that conversation and come up with something else. If someone is being rude, my sister and I decided this year at Christmas, we're going to say, we're praying for you.
I like that.
Come up with something that makes, because this person that we're thinking of not religious, like just come up with something.
Yeah.
Because some people, they don't realize that they're not being nice, or they are stirring the pot. Maybe they realize it, maybe they don't, but you have to cut that off, because it just makes it so unpleasant for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have different families coming together, a lot of times there's such a clash of culture.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with politics these days, everyone, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's so hard. You just don't want to say the wrong thing. You don't want to offend people. But then you have those family members who do want to offend people.
Yeah. Oh, they love a good fight.
They love it. So you just try to cut it off and change the subject.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of all you can do.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever studied the Enneagram?
No.
I love the Enneagram. It's 9 different personality types.
Oh, interesting.
And when I studied it, it makes you accept people, because 8 is just the real kind of strong, domineering kind of person. When they walked in the room.
Yes.
And I remember listening to a CD, learning more about that number. And it said they're the ones that at the dinner table, it gives them great pleasure to throw a hand grenade about politics or something.
Yes.
That fuels them.
Right.
And
right.
so would you ever, I've thought about this before, but it hadn't been a problem yet. This is a non-political talk dinner.
Yeah, I think that's great. Just lay out the ground rules to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, we are not discussing that. And something that we do is we have place cards. And so we're very
Ooh,
strategic.
yeah.
So the kids, when they were younger, they'd say, well, I don't want to sit near so-and-so. And so they get involved. And I'll say, okay, I definitely have to sit here. Your father has to sit here. And then I place a few people. I mean, at one point, I remember my husband's like, well, these, and I'm like, those people don't even like each other. I'm not putting them at the same dinner table. What? No. So you just have to sort of spread it out and just know, all right, these people are compatible. These people are not. Spread it all out. Put some buffers in.
Yeah. I like how you said at this dinner table. So I think sometimes it's healthy when you have more than one table.
It is, yes. And so
personality-wise.
So we have like 14 this year. So we have a round table. So we'll do that, and then but I'm sort of always at the kids' table, which I like.
Yeah.
I like being
Me too.
with the younger people because I don't know what's going on over here, but I don't want any part of it if it gets too crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like that. And I was having a conversation with somebody this Thanksgiving, and I think we all believe that there's that Hallmark Thanksgiving table somewhere.
Yes.
Everybody gets along and everybody has a wonderful time. And it's not true.
It's not. And I have to remind myself of that whenever I get down about, what if this person does that? And I'm thinking, I've never met anyone who's like, oh, our family is perfect. We all get along so well. No, like Saturday Night Live's Get Drunk Uncle. I mean, there's always someone there who's going to be combative or drink too much or just talks nonstop, dominates the conversation. It's just, unless you have a family of two, you're going to have some problems.
Yeah. I remember being like about 18 or 19 and had a friend that had a house out in the country, and we had a bunch of people there, and they had a swing on the front porch and rocking chairs, and we're sitting out there and we're talking about different of our friends' family. And somebody that didn't know us all, that had come in to visit, was listening and go, are y'all talking about your soap operas? And we started cracking up.
Oh, that is so funny.
No, these are all of our friends.
These are real people.
These are real people.
Yes.
And I think just the fact that everybody showed up for Thanksgiving, they cared. They're
Right.
here.
Yes.
And we're not all,
that's a good way of looking at it.
They
showed up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we need to remember that.
Yes.
For holidays, it's like, no, there's no utopia. There's no Hallmark.
You're right. Right.
Okay. You're getting married. You want to establish kind of some ground rules about holidays and who goes where. Maybe I'm wanting to say you're getting married. Just give us some ideas, because you seem to have some really good politically correct ideas.
Oh, thank you.
Who's going where and when?
It's tough. I always say to people getting married, have you figured this out? As parents,
Have you figured this out?
Have you figured this out yet? Because you're going.
This is important.
I mean, one day, one of my youngest son was like, "Wait a minute! If I get married someday, does this mean I'm not here for Christmas?" And I'm like, "There's a very good chance of that." And it's like, "What?" So it's tough. So one thing that I'm trying to do is, I have 3 sons. They all very long-term girlfriends. These are the girls they're probably going to marry. Luckily, I love them. And I love their families.
Oh, that's even better.
Very unusual.
Yes.
Very unusual. So I love them all.
Yes.
So I'm always like, come over. So it's 7:00. So we eat dinner at 5. At 7:00, they all come. And we started a gift exchange last year, which was fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually an alcohol gift exchange. So that was very
Some
fun.
people probably really like that.
Yes. So that was fun. But my idea is, I just want everyone to feel comfortable being together, because someday they will get married and they will have children, and we need to figure out who's doing what, going where. So for my husband and I, early on, before we even had kids, we said, we will be at our house on Christmas. If you would like to come over, we'd love to see you. And that's how we established having Christmas at our house.
I like it.
And then my sister took Thanksgiving, and so it's just, so it works. But we've had some other, which, won't get into. We've had some other issues along the way, but it now works for our family. But someday my sons will have their own families, and they will have to figure that out, and we'll have to be understanding. But I say, just be the easy parent. Don't say you have to be here. I know someone who's parent. So this friend of mine, she didn't get to spend Christmas with any of her 3 children last year.
Oh.
And one of the parents, her son's wife's family would take them on like these great vacations on Christmas. Right. So, but that was their manipulative way of getting the daughter to be with them.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I say if you're going to do that, invite the
Invite the
in-laws.
in-laws.
And everyone
Totally.
can be together.
That's
even
the
if you don't
classy thing to do.
Even if you don't like the in-laws, it's the nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Or say, we will come to you. Especially when people have young children, go to them. It's just so much easier. Because I know as a family of 5, for us to pack up to go down the street was an ordeal. I mean, my kids were all the same, about the same age. It was a lot. So parents, please come to us. It's just easier. So I would say the moral story is have some flexibility, especially when there are small children involved.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, last topic, because my 2 5-year-old grandchildren just had a birthday party. Birthday parties have changed. Oh my gosh, have birthday parties changed? I'm showing my age. When I was a kid, we lived 5 houses away from a really wonderful park named Betty Virginia Park. And I can remember one year we just had the birthday party at the park.
Right.
One year at a skating rink. That was the kind of stuff you did back then. Now it's 1-year-olds with chefs.
Yes. And some big production.
Yeah. And so things have changed. That's okay. It's whatever people want. When I was a kid, you unwrapped all your presents in front of everybody. And as a kid, I loved going, oh, look at that new toy. Oh, there's a ballerina Barbie. I think I'm going to need one of those. Tell me what you see has changed and what's cool now and what's not.
For me, I was always concerned that my kids would not say the appropriate thing when opening a gift.
That's a good point.
So, and there's a whole lesson that we do on that. You just say thank you. Something that you already have, something that you didn't want, whatever it is, you just say thank you.
Yeah.
You like it, don't like, just say thank you. So I think that that's important if you are going to open gifts in front of people. But yes, also thank you notes. Some etiquette experts say that as long as you thank the person at that moment, that counts. I disagree. I think you need to write a thank you note, and not a fill-in-the-blank thank you note, but a proper thank you note. If a child is too young, you can write it for them, and just doesn't have to be in their voice. You can just say, thank you for the gift that you gave Johnny, and then you should say how he's using it, etc. Thank you also for coming to the party. Loved having you there. Once they're a little older and can write, you write it out, and then they can copy what you say. And then someday they'll say, I don't need you to do that. I can just write it myself. And I think that that's probably the most important thing about the party. Mm-hmm. But it just gets complicated with who's invited. The other thing that you need to teach your children is do not discuss anyone's party, not yours, not Johnny's, no one's, because kids will be offended. And we don't post this on social media because then they see what they've missed out on.
Yes.
So I think that these are some everyday, modern day rules that we need to remember about parties.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. I love to bend rules. One question, like where the 2 5-year-old grandchildren are, they're cousins, but there's they're in pre-K. There's either 5 or 6 classes of pre-K.
Oh.
And I think what they did was invite all of one of them's class and all of the others. So you think it might be okay to post if it's just kind of a known thing to involve the class?
If it's that obvious. So the most heartbreaking thing that I ever saw was there were some triplets at our elementary school. And they invited a lot of kids, but not everyone got invited. So they come up with the big party bus. The dad was checking off things. And this mom told me that her daughter was like, I'm sure my invitation got lost in the mail. Oh my God, I'm sure I was invited. Like horrified, just crying. Right. Now my son wasn't invited. He didn't care. He didn't like the kid. He's like,
I'm glad.
I'm fine. Yeah. But
that's
right.
Smart.
But like 75% of the grade was invited, and they make such a production about it. and showing off to the other kids.
No.
And these are like third graders.
No.
It was very
And kids'
inappropriate.
self-esteem is so precious
terrible.
at
And
that point.
I had when I was running for the Dallas Morning News, I had a parent who had the problem with a high school party. There were like 5 people in the class who were not invited.
Oh.
And they knew it was terrible.
Just don't do that.
No, people just don't think.
Mm.
They just, so one thing that I teach little kids is, so your parents say that you can invite everyone in your class, but there's a kid that you don't like, what do you do? And I tell them, you still have to invite that kid.
Oh,
You can't just exclude that person.
That's so good. I like that. That's good. We need more Mrs. Manners
Oh,
out
thank
there.
you. Thank you.
Yes, we all need to start going to the Instagram and the website. We all need some fine tuning because it just makes you self-confident. You don't have to worry that you're looking like you weren't raised properly and you know something. It's so invaluable. So it's just so valuable. All of a sudden, my words are it's so whatever.
Well,
you can't beat it.
This podcast is so valuable.
There you go.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
I'm sure more stuff's going to come up, or hopefully we'll have some questions posted, things like that, or we'll just send them to you. Let's give them the website.
Okay, so MrsMcVeigh.com.
That's right.
McVeigh, Mrs. McVeigh, no punctuation, and then Mrs. McVeigh's Manners, no punctuation on Instagram.
Awesome. So join her there and learn some good stuff. We'll see you next time with Insights with Marsha.